Well, golly, Pilgrim. Pilgrims. I was just here a little while ago. Same day. But I had a thought, you know, and how do you like this, huh? I play this stuff on Facebook, so maybe somebody will say, look, there's Carl. He's on Facebook. The guy is really rocking. The guy rocks in Facebook. You know, you get these little gadgets and you got to try them out, right? Especially electronic stuff. Subject, topic, homelessness. Do you know anybody homeless? I do. Actually, know a few people that are homeless. People that I've known for actually years. One of my friends, I've known him over 25 years, and he's now basically homeless. Working part-time jobs to make a little bit of money. Him and a few friends, and he's living with them like in hotels. It's kind of like, what's his name and his brother? You know, the TV series, you know, where they're down and out, and he gets lucky. Earl, my name is Earl, that's it. Reminds me of Earl, living in the hotel, or the motel. And my one friend is doing this. I have another friend that I've known for a number of years, but never met physically. Met him in online, who lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. My other friend, by the way, lives in California. And I'm not going to say, you know, he lives like near Sacramento, I believe. My one friend that lives in Charlotte recently, unfortunately, had a parting of the ways with his, his wife, companion. And the word wife to me is a word that really is not an adequate word for somebody you're living with and sharing your life with. I believe companion is better. You know, the term mate, you know, that's a little bit too primal for me, because I believe that we do have emotion that we bring into our lives. And so that when we bond with somebody, hopefully the bond is not just for survival or whatever, or sex only, but on a higher level. But to get back to the subject, I have friends, and there are more than just the two individuals I met. The one individual, the last one I mentioned, who lives in Charlotte, I believe he's living in basically a halfway type house. You know, one of those like church type or organization things where they got to show up and they check in and they get a bed and they get to spend the night, so they don't have to sleep out in the rough. And out there, the weather is really getting bad, and people can't sleep outside because in North Carolina, the weather is getting cold, and it has been cold, and people die. And, you know, they're putting spikes under highway overpasses so people can't lay down and you know, get out of the cold or sleep. And they're running the people that are homeless off the street, and they're telling people don't give them any food. And you know, these people that are running these cities, they're not making any effort really except to get rid of them. Now, this one person that I knew, he and his friends were living in tents in California. And you know, California, there's a lot of homeless people there too. You know, big bad America's got a lot of homeless people. The land of the free, the home of the brave, and the ones that can't get proper medical care, which is most of the population. And a lot of them have gone bankrupt because of, you know, like crap going on. And some of that is self-inflicted, but not all of it was. And a lot of people, like somebody getting ill, and it saps all their savings and money. And the person they're married to, them and their spouse, the spouse dies, and I mean, it's horrible. And, there are charitable organizations, but the rich say, well, the charitable organizations will take care of them. And we shouldn't have anything to do with this, even if they're the ones that put people into this. Now, a lot of people talk about Mr. Ford. This man treated his employees like shit. Total shit. The man was a bastard. And then when his employees wanted to unionize, and they wanted to have a union so they could get better pay, he hired the mafia thugs to go out and beat them up, and he paid off the cops to let these people beat them up. And some of them were killed. And this is like a man of industry. He named one of the worst cars in the world after his son who died, Etzel. That was a salute to his son Etzel, a loser car. And the trouble is that in the end, Ford was a fucking, excuse my language, but a little color asshole bastard. And we have a lot of people in industry like that in American industry. And some of these people are causing people that had futures nothing. They work 20 years and sometimes they get fired. They get unemployed a few months before they make their retirement. Before I left the Air Force, there were people that were getting their retirement. They were finding ways to put them out because they didn't have to pay them retirement benefits. Well, yeah, you got severance pay, but you didn't get your retirement. And I saw that happen to many people. Almost happened to me. You see, the system, even a government system that you think, oh, they'll take care of me. I'm working for the big guy. The corruption is there because there's always a politician in there, a senator or somebody saying, hey, if we got the funding at the Senate committee, they say, if we can take care of this, less medical care to the VA or whatever, this will happen. Less assistance for the homeless. Here we get back down again. Do you know anybody that's homeless? Do you know anybody that is in dire need of help? Medical help. They're starving to death. They're in the rough. They're not living well. You know something? I live in Thailand and I know at least 3 people that are that way. Possibly 4. Okay? I mean, all in my home motherland, fatherland, wonderland country. One of the reasons why I live in Thailand as an expat is because of the fact that my retirement money, and I'm going to tell you right now, $1,060 a month, and I still pay taxes on that. I make under $13,000 a year. Okay, and I actually am in the States. I'd be eligible for food stamps. I'm below poverty level in the United States. There are welfare people that make more money and food allowance than I do in retirement pay. And I pay for my own medical here. And I have medical insurance called TRICARE, which doesn't do crap for me in this country or anywhere in Asia, because now they made the billing almost impossible for you to reclaim any of your money back. Their claiming system has been written in a way that most people can't make a claim. This is also provided by my government. I'll never be able to use Medicare. I applied for Social Security just earlier this month on the 10th. And they send that paperwork to the Philippines, to Manila, or wherever. Oh no, they don't even process my Social Security in my own damn country. Like, why? They can't do that. They make my passport there. Okay, I still pay taxes. I carry an American passport. I'm an American citizen. I'm an expat. Doesn't mean I gave up my country. I just can't live there because I can't afford it. You realize that guys like me, a lot of us that are retired military people, that were in the sergeant ranks or whatever, enlisted, a lot of us are living out of the country like in the Philippines and other countries, because we can get a better lifestyle. We don't do it because we're fucking demented assholes that are pedophiles and chubby chasers and chubby. We don't do it because we have all kinds of problems mentally. No, we do it because it gets down to survival. And one thing they teach us in the military is survival. How to survive. How to live in the world. But when your own country gangs up on you, when a guy gets beat up in a fast food place because he was in the military, and somebody says, "Do you care about black pride?" And apparently he's harassed until they beat him almost to death in a parking lot, beat him in the back of the head, take his money, and go out and buy $150 and something worth of booze and take his credit cards. And, people take those credit cards even though they're credit cards. Anyway, he had I think, $400 in cash, But the thing is the fact that in your own backyard, it's all political and greed. It's the way the system is put together that there's not only hate, there's poverty. And here we go. Do you know somebody that is homeless? Or are they just somebody you go past every day in your life? I live in Thailand. I see homeless people. There's a major park in Thailand, the biggest in Bangkok, a very big park. That I hear over 2,000 to 5,000 people a night and more sleep in that park at night because they got nowhere to go. And that's a regular occurrence. When the weather gets bad, they all got to run for somewhere to hide to get out of the weather. Luckily, the weather here doesn't get cold like it does in other parts of our country, in the USA where I come from. For them, a cold night here is like in the 60s, 69 degrees, 65. People wear sweaters about that time and jackets. Most of the time they don't. They wear light clothing like I have here, that I had tailor-made, because I'm not only fat, I just have my own fashion. We only want to have in life, some of us, things that meet our demands to make us a little happy. Food and shelter are very important. And when other people that are able to help, some of the people like the Salvation Army and other organizations that do it, and I hope that they're doing it, but some of them do it when they're making them go and listen to a sermon before they feed them, and they're throwing the name of whatever at them, and they make them pay for their meal that way. That is not right to me. Whatever happened, in the Muslim religion, as an example, it's part of their religion to give to the needy. It's actually part of the religion to give to the needy, to help the poor, to help those less fortunate than you. That's supposed to be in Christianity, I understand, but there's always a tag attached. And every time there's something like that, there's always somebody's got an agenda. And city governments that are taking people off the street and making them pack up because they can't even let them sleep. They don't want them fed. They're telling people, don't give them food. What the hell's wrong? Who in the hell are these bastards and bitches, cunts, whores, jerks, fuck-offs, idiots, motherfuckers? Isn't that fun language? But it feels good to say it. That want to stand back and lord over everybody else. And say, oh, I'm better than thou. Therefore, I get to dictate to you how you're going to live. Totalitarianism. It's what kings and queens do. It's what dictators do. And when little tiny bureaucrats in towns and cities act like that, like they think they're goddamn Alexander the Great, and they want to get recognized for their little power, it's like going to the DMV. No offense meant, but let's face it, it is kind of like where the devil dwells when he gets bored, because he likes to see all the frustration people go through. Do you know somebody who's in need? Somebody who's absolutely down on their luck and need to have a little bit of helping hand? think about it. I do, and I feel bad because I want to help. And I really feel bad about that. I want to help them. What about the people that are close by you? The people I know are 7,000 miles away. And I'm trying to use PayPal to help them out. Whatever happened to, generosity and the Good Samaritan that we ought to be? Okay. Are we good people or not? Are we good, or are we just assholes and greedy people? Greedy jerks. People that really don't care. And I know, I got enough on my plate, I can't help everybody else. I've said it myself, but then I sit back and think, is my plate really that small? Is my serving really that small? Anyway, may the gods be with you, whichever ones you worship. Amen. God damn it, amen. Amen. Damn it, God damn it, amen. You can go to Walmart on that one. Son of a bitch.